Oh boy, here we go again. Big news coming from Nikon. It appears as though they're working on a brand new mirrorless camera geared toward the quote-unquote smartphone generation, but superior to rival camera companies in quality. Well, at least that's what the company's president says. Nikon Rumors reports that the quote was given by Nikon President Kazuo Ushida in an interview with Japanese newspaper. It says, "We won't limit our endeavors just because we are restructuring. On the product side, of course, we must have class-leading mid and high-end DSLRs. By being best in class, we can expect to keep high profits even while sales fall. In an era where people are growing up with smartphones, we will differentiate our offering a uniquely Nikon mirrorless camera. We will improve the Nikkor lenses by making use of industrial lens technology and skills, though some playfulness or imagination is also needed. For example, it might be an idea to look into making a DSLR that women would find easier to use." Damn, that's sexist. Nikon Rashi camera literally translates into the camera which only Nikon can make. There are a lot of speculations swirling now, but it does seem a little bit odd to me to try yet again, even after the massive layoffs at Nikon just a few months ago. It seems like folks are already kind of wanting Nikon to make something akin to the Nikon Df, which is absolutely stunning to look at, but it suffered from a lot of ergonomic issues. Nikon had already stated earlier in 2017 that it would be refocusing its efforts on mid to high-end DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. So, as you can imagine, there's a lot of talk about whether Nikon has a high-end, full-frame mirrorless camera in the works to compete against Sony and Fuji. On the flip side of things, it also seems that the new camera might be designed to be more for people who like to shoot most of their photographs with a smartphone. But perhaps it's a camera that's the best of both worlds. You know, friendly to use, yet unmatched in quality and performance? Overall, I would love to believe every single word that they're saying, but their track record is not exactly stellar thus far. Not to mention, I think that they have ignored the mirrorless camera phenomenon, honestly, maybe far too long. And I've already made several videos on basically smartphones taking over the camera industry, which I will link to in the description box down below if you'd like to watch them. But if SnapBridge is any indication of what they are planning to do as far as bridging the gap between a smartphone and a professional high-end mirrorless/DSLR camera, I don't know about that. And while I am definitely hopeful, sometimes the market just needs some fresh ideas from new people with a different approach. Enter Red Hydrogen, the world's first holographic media machine in your pocket. No glasses needed. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. So literally, over the last few days of me making all of these videos about cell phones and the drop in camera sales, Red decides to drop this. This is the Hydrogen. So what is this? This is Red's brand new, standalone, full-featured, unlocked, multi-band smartphone operating on Android OS that just happens to add a few additional features that shatter the mold of conventional thinking. Well, at least that's what their hype material says. Alright, Red, you got my attention. Let's see what you got. So going even further down the rabbit hole, they say, glasses are now obsolete. Wearable displays are not spoken here. It's no longer necessary to carry or charge another device to enjoy multi-dimensional content. But apparently it's also going to have a 5.7-inch professional hydrogen holographic display. I have absolutely no idea what that is, but it sounds awesome. This incredible retina riveting display announcement features nanotechnology that seamlessly switches between traditional 2D content, holographic multi-view content, 3D content, and interactive games. But this is what interested me the most, the modularity. Hydrogen 1 is the foundation of a future multidimensional media system. The Hydrogen system incorporates a new high-speed data bus to enable a comprehensive and ever-expanding modular component system, which will include future attachments for shooting higher quality motion and stills images, as well as Hydrogen format holographic images. So here are just a few of the images from the US Patent Office. Now, I'm assuming that the phone, quote-unquote, would actually be much more like a brain module. If you know anything about Red cameras, the main box or component is considered the brain. And all the rest would be add-ons or modules too, that would maybe provide for different types of mounts that could be interchanged to give different, I don't know, accessibility to different mounting systems, maybe like the Nikon mount, or the Sony mounts, or the Panasonic mounts, you know, whatever the case may be. And each one of these components is going to have a different modular function. So if you want to go, just with your quote-unquote cell phone that day, no big deal. You just take the modules apart and you just take your phone with you. But when you know that you're going to go on a shoot, maybe grab all of this extra stuff and make it into something a whole lot better. Now, given Red's price points, I'm sure that it's going to be just way over the charts. It's going to be super duper expensive, but it is an interesting concept, and one that I think that maybe, just maybe, might be the catalyst for pushing this level of technology into our handheld devices to actually make them a viable option for shooting not only our little candids and our little family portraits and stuff like that, but where we can actually use this as a viable motion and stills camera. So what do you guys think? Do you think that Nikon finally has the chops to make an amazing mirrorless / DSLR smartphone-centric style camera, or are we going to have to wait for Red to finally push the boundaries and make that technology much more interesting for those bigger camera companies to finally adopt? At any rate, let me know what you think down below. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I will see you guys again on the next one.